They say nothing lasts forever, but these cars beg to differ. Some engines barely make it past 100,000 miles before falling apart. But the legendary machines on this list, they just keep going. 300,000, 500,000, even 1,000,000 miles? No problem. From indestructible Toyota workhorses to unstoppable American V8s, these cars defy time itself, outliving trends, technology, and in some cases, even their own manufacturers. So stick around, because we're counting down the 20 most reliable cars with forever-lasting engines. And trust me, you don't want to miss the ones in the top 5. Before we start, smash that subscribe button. Now let's dive in. 20. Jeep Cherokee XJ, 1987 to 2001. The 4.0-liter inline-six that won't quit. If you've ever owned a Jeep Cherokee XJ, you know this thing doesn't just run, it survives. The legendary 4.0-liter inline-six was so overbuilt, so understressed, that even when abused, it just wouldn't die. 200,000 miles? That's a warm-up. 300,000? Easily. Some have even gone past 500,000 miles without a rebuild. That's why Jeep stuck with this engine for nearly 20 years. It was just too good to kill. 19. Volvo 240, 1985 to 1993. The automotive cockroach. They call it the automotive cockroach because no matter what you throw at it, the Volvo 240 just keeps going. Under the hood is the B230F Red Block, an ironclad four-cylinder that's seen 500,000 miles, 700,000 miles, even over 1,000,000. One owner joked that you could pour cooking oil into the crankcase and it would still run. This car is so tough, it became a favorite of taxi drivers, survivalists, and even rally racers. 18. Dodge Dart, 1970. The cockroach's American cousin. Meet America's cockroach. The Dodge Dart with the Chrysler 225/6. If reliability was a religion, this engine would be a sacred relic. The Slant 6 was so overbuilt that even when neglected, abused, or left for dead, it had a way of firing back up. There are stories of these engines running for decades with zero maintenance. One owner even said, "The body will rust away before the engine even thinks about stopping." Now that's reliability. 17. Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, 1998 to 2011. The unkillable fleet machine. There's a reason police forces and taxi drivers swore by the Crown Vic. It was built like a tank, and its 4.6-liter modular V8 was as close to immortal as an engine can get. 200,000 miles, that's standard. 300,000, easy. A New York taxi once racked up 550,000 miles before the owner even thought about retiring it. This engine wasn't powerful, but it was simple, tough, and had one job: never let you down. 16. Volkswagen Jetta TDI Mk4, 1999 to 2003. The diesel that won't die. A fuel-sipping diesel with better longevity than most gasoline engines? That's the ALH 1.9-liter TDI for you. With proper maintenance, this little turbo diesel laughs at 300,000 miles. Some owners have pushed them well beyond that, and it still delivers 45+ miles per gallon. For Volkswagen enthusiasts, the ALH is the gold standard of reliability, proving that sometimes a simple, well-engineered diesel can outlast almost anything. 15. Lexus LS 400, 1990 to 2000. The million-mile luxury sedan. When Lexus designed the LS 400, they weren't messing around. The 1UZF-E V8 was built to outlast the car itself. Forged internals, aerospace-grade engineering, and a reputation so bulletproof, it's hard to believe this was Lexus's first luxury sedan. 300,000 miles? Expected. Einurayrım? Common. One even hit 1,000,000 miles in a Lexus endurance test. If you wanted a luxury car that didn't just survive, but thrived, this was the one. And that's just the beginning. These 6 cars have already proven they can outlive their owners. But wait till you see what's next. The top 10? Some of them are straight up legendary. Don't go anywhere, because up next we've got a performance car with a reputation so bulletproof, it changed the game forever. Subscribe now and let's keep this countdown rolling. 14. Honda Accord, 1990 to 1997. The unstoppable family sedan. The 90s Honda Accord wasn't just reliable, it was indestructible. Under the hood, the F22 inline-4 was a masterpiece of simple engineering. No turbo, no gimmicks, just bulletproof reliability. These cars routinely cross 400,000 miles, and the only thing that ever seems to kill them is rust. Taxi drivers, delivery drivers, and anyone who needed a car that just wouldn't quit swore by this generation of the Accord. It wasn't flashy, but it was forever. 13. Chevrolet Suburban, 2000 to 2006, the million-mile SUV. When people say they don't build them like they used to, they're talking about this Suburban. With its 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8, this thing was engineered to outlast civilization. 200,000 miles? That's rookie numbers. These engines have gone well past 500,000 miles with basic maintenance, and some have even cracked the 1 million mile mark. It's big, it's thirsty, but if you wanted an SUV that could survive the apocalypse, this was it. 12. Mercedes-Benz W123, 1976 to 1986. The diesel legend. The W123 Mercedes-Benz wasn't just a car, it was a piece of industrial art. Its OM617 diesel engine became the standard for longevity, with many examples still running today over 40 years later. These cars were so tough that they were used as taxis in Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, with some surpassing 1 million miles. They were slow, sure, but when your car is still running decades after you're gone, does speed really matter? 11. Subaru Outback, 1996 to 2004, the unkillable adventure wagon. Subaru's 2.5-liter EJ engine might not be the most powerful, but when it comes to reliability, it's nearly mythical. These things have climbed mountains, crossed deserts, and survived the harshest winters on Earth. It's not unusual to see Outbacks pushing 300,000 miles, especially when owners religiously change the timing belt. If you wanted a car that could take a beating and keep asking for more, this was your ride. 10. Toyota Tacoma, 1995 to 2004. The pickup that refused to die. There's reliable, and then there's Toyota Tacoma reliable. This truck's 3.4-liter 5V ZEF EV6 has become legendary for its ability to rack up 500,000 miles without breaking a sweat. But don't take our word for it. A Tacoma once survived being left on a beach for years, covered in salt water, and still started. If you needed a small truck that could survive literally anything, the Tacoma was your best bet. 9. Ford F-150, 1992 to 1997. The workhorse of America. You don't become America's best-selling vehicle for decades without some serious reliability. The 300 cubic inch inline-6 in these early 90s F-150 was so durable it made diesel trucks nervous. Some have even logged 700,000 miles without ever needing major repairs. It's a truck that didn't just work hard, it refused to quit. If you wanted an engine that felt like it was carved out of granite, the F-150 had it. We're getting into legendary territory now. Up next, we've got cars that are so overbuilt, so ridiculously reliable, that their engines have become the stuff of automotive folklore. Stick around, because number 8 is a car that changed the entire industry with its indestructibility. 8. Toyota 4Runner, 1996 to 2002. The indestructible off-roader. You want a vehicle that'll survive war zones, desert treks, and the worst roads on Earth? The third-generation Toyota 4Runner, with a 3.4-liter 5V ZF EV6, was built like a tank in SUV form. 7. Volvo 240, 1974 to 1993. The brick that outlived its owners. There are cars, and then there's the Volvo 240, a rolling fortress on wheels. This thing was built for decades, not years. Its B21 and B230 inline-4 engines were hilariously over-engineered, running for 500,000 plus miles with nothing but oil changes. Don't believe us? The world record for the highest mileage car belongs to a Volvo with over 3 million miles. Volvo built them safe, but accidentally made them immortal. 6. Lexus LS 400, 1989 to 1994. The luxury car that refused to quit Lexus wanted to shock the world with the LS 400. So what did they do? They built a car so reliable that taxi fleets still use them today, 30 years later. The 1UZF EV8 under the hood is one of the most overbuilt engines ever, capable of 500,000 plus miles without a single major failure. If you wanted luxury without the headaches, this was the car. Smooth, silent, and indestructible. 5. Honda Civic, 1992 to 2000. The economy car that laughed at death. How do you make a car that's cheap, fun, and seemingly invincible? Ask Honda. The D-Series and B-Series engines in these Civics were built to last forever. 300,000 plus miles? Just breaking in. This was the go-to car for street racers, commuters, and literally anyone who wanted a cheap ride that refused to die. You could run them low on oil, redline them daily, and somehow, they just keep going. Number 4. Chevrolet Silverado 1500, 1999 to 2006. The truck that won't tap out, built to haul, tow, and outlive multiple owners. The 5.3-liter Vortec V8 in the early 2000s. Silverado is one of the most durable truck engines of all time. These things have racked up 600,000 plus miles with only basic maintenance. You see them on job sites, farms, and highways across America because they just refuse to stop working. If you needed a truck that would outlast your mortgage, this was it. Number 3. Toyota Land Cruiser, 1990 to 1997. The king of longevity. There's reliable, and then there's Toyota Land Cruiser Reliable. The 4.5-liter 1FZFE inline 6 was so overbuilt, it's still being used in some of the harshest places on Earth to this day. It doesn't matter if you're in the mountains of Bolivia or the deserts of Africa. If you see a Land Cruiser, it's probably got 500,000 miles on it, and it's still going. This is reliability on another level. Now we've made it to the final 2. These next cars aren't just reliable, they're near immortal. Their engines are so tough that mechanics barely get to work on them. Which one will take the crown? Stick around to find out. Hit that subscribe button because trust me, you're going to want to know which car is number 1. Number 2, Honda Accord, 1990 to 1997. The car that just won't die. If you've ever driven past a 1990s Honda Accord, chances are it's still on the road with hundreds of thousands of miles on the odometer. Why? Because Honda built them to outlive civilizations. The F-Series and H-Series engines were practically bulletproof, capable of racking up 500,000 plus miles with nothing more than regular oil changes. You could neglect them, push them to their limits, and even forget to change the timing belt. And somehow they'd keep running. Mechanics call them the cockroaches of the car world because they just don't die. But if you thought this was the king of reliability, think again. 1. Toyota Camry, 1992 to 2001, the unkillable legend. And here we are, the most reliable car with a nearly immortal engine. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the Toyota Camry, the 1992 to 2001 Camry, equipped with the 2.2-liter 5SFE inline 4, or the legendary 1MZFE V6, was so reliable that Toyota basically sabotaged itself. Why? Because these things never broke down. Taxi drivers, college students, and families all knew one thing. You buy a Camry and you might never need another car again. It wasn't fancy, it wasn't flashy, but it was the ultimate daily driver. Quiet, comfortable, and engineered to survive a nuclear apocalypse. The proof? There are Camrys out there with 800,000 plus miles, original engines, original transmissions, still running like they just rolled off the factory floor. If reliability had a face, it would be a 90s Toyota Camry. Stop. Before you click away, ask yourself this. What if your car could live forever? We just showed you 20 legendary machines that refuse to die. But now it's your turn. Here's the challenge. Drop a comment with the highest mileage car you've ever owned. We want to see who's got the real MVP. Did we miss a bulletproof legend? Maybe you've owned a high mileage beast that refuses to die? Drop your story in the comments below. We want to hear about those odometer-breaking machines. Subscribe now and buckle up, because this channel isn't just about cars. It's about exposing the truth. We'll see you in the next one. Stay legendary, strong.